So this is one of the most spectacular views of the day, I think, because of several things. This is Moron Point, or perhaps it's Moran Point. At any rate, you can see water, you can see a canyon, you can see a rock formation jutting up in the middle, and you can even see a tree growing in the middle of that rock formation. It's very cool.
Coffee and some bagels.
Greetings, planet Gugu-Gee. Jakarta Priij. Well, I don't know if I had the best plan to see the Grand Canyon this Sunday afternoon. I find that I'm so comfy in my little trailer that I don't always rise super early. On this day, I made it to the Grand Canyon Visitor Center in Tucson a little before noon. Tucson is the last little town you drive through on the way to the park entrance. Pre-pandemic, you could get buses here to tour into the park, but they weren't running when I stopped through. Now, my understanding from the lady at the visitor center at the other town is that it will be impossible to park at the village. That one needs to claim a parking spot about 8 in the morning there. She said that I should go to the visitor center first, then head along the less traveled eastern route along the Grand Canyon for equally spectacular views to those in the west. While I was there, I stayed and saw the 34-minute IMAX movie. If you are someone like me who probably will not be balancing on any ledges to get the perfect view or the perfect selfie of the canyon, you should see this movie. Covered here are amazing and dramatic aerial shots of the canyon. The entrance to the park, by the way, is expensive, $35. I recommend getting a yearly pass for national parks. If you're going to several parks, it will save you money. After having seen the IMAX movie and gotten a bite to eat, it was 1:45 p.m. by the time I actually arrived at the entrance. About 15 minutes later, I found myself parking rather easily in Raven parking lot at the visitor center. I was so excited to have arrived. So here we are at our first view of the Grand Canyon. Wow. I think this is called Mather Point Amphitheater. It's really cool, right? Look at that bird. I'm going to guess that bird might be a red-tailed hawk, which is common here. It's very crowded over here. People getting pictures. I hiked along the canyon rim trail here for a little over half a mile to Yavapai Point and Geology Museum. It's a very easy walk. It's paved the whole time. You can see a little tiny bit of water down there, green. It's amazing. I don't think the digital images will do it justice. Most of it is not railed, so be careful if you step off the path. It is very easy to get hypnotized by your surroundings.
Grant! Be careful!
And not pay proper attention to your footing. I saw many people way off the path and out on ledges. Scary. For a little kid. And for an alien with a touch of fear of heights. It is really amazing, right? You just walk right up on it, and there it is. Keep in mind that your odds of death here are 1 in 400,000. But every year, about 15 to 20 humans die visiting the Grand Canyon. Falling, dehydration, drowning, medical problems, traffic accidents, suicide. Let's not add any Gugu-Gee-an injuries or deaths to this statistic. I walked back along the same path to my Jeep and continued my quest to imbibe wonderful views by driving to the east. By the way, very quickly, if you like the show, consider Buy Me a Coffee to help support the show. Buy Me a Coffee is a great way for creators and artists to accept one-time support or membership ongoing from their fans for the price of a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/brainfire to help the show. Thank you. My next destination was Grandview Point. The hawks here put on a spectacular show for me. Oh, cool. I was so thankful to have seen it. Thank you, hawks. Yes, I am watching. Yes, fly, way to go. Spread your wings and fly to the sun. Next on the path was my favorite view to that point. So here we are at Moron Point, and the views are spectacular. You can see a lot of water. Or maybe it's Morin Point. The Grand Canyon Park, by the way, is larger than the state of Rhode Island here in the United States. It is 1,904 square miles, 277 miles long, 18 miles wide, and at some points 1 mile deep. Well, I will tell you what, the woman at the IMAX information desk did not steer me wrong. Moran Point is one of the most breathtaking views. I liked the fact that there was water, and I liked some of the... Oh, and the hawks. I caught some hawks here too. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. And so I continued on to Lipan Point, or Lipan Point. It's entirely possible I'm mispronouncing a lot of these destinations. An estimated 5.9 million people visit the Grand Canyon each year, making it the second most popular national park, behind the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. Lipan had great views of the Colorado River, which runs through the canyon. I love this image of the river below. I was getting close to my final destination. So we are now at the Desert View Watchtower. It's the end of the line, according to the map that I have anyway. Architect Mary Coulter is responsible for this tower and other buildings at the Grand Canyon. Her inventive freeform buildings were inspired by the landscape, and her aesthetic was key in how many other structures in national parks were developed. Born in 1869, she was a pioneer in a largely male-dominated field. This was the perfect place where I would take in the vibrant sunset. The crowd was quite manageable on this Sunday afternoon. To get here, I'd taken the road less traveled. Hopi Point to the west is, as I understand it, the most popular place in the park to watch the sunset. Desert View was so beautiful, and I did not feel as if I was missing out on a thing. It had been a beautiful day, shall I say, a grand day at the canyon. Silly of me to have left my jacket back at the camper. It's so cold. Oh boy. Beautiful area. Side note, make sure and bring a jacket for the evenings, even if it is late May. That is our episode for today, but tune in next week, Gugu-Gee-ans, for an intense day of exercise when I kayak to Antelope Canyon in Page, Arizona. We'll see you next week.
I wanna buy a Winnebago. coffee and some bread.